7+ years of the same problems.
This view is.
But my Kindle will always just be that one constant thing in my life. I'll go back in time and talk about Nclex. Hi guys, I have no idea how this camera is still charged. I haven't charged it or used it in weeks, but I'm happy I'm filming this video. Sorry for like the horrible lighting and like the intro, but we're doing something different today and something I've never done before. My fiance is working tonight. My sister and my mom, they're not in the mood, but we're gonna go to the beach today. It is 5:40. We're not gonna get there until 6:03. I literally went on the map and I chose a beach. I don't live that far from one. I live like literally 20 minutes away from the beach, which is not a far drive by any means. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, there has been a lot going on in my life, personal life, that just happened yesterday and today, that I feel that I'm in a transition in my life right now where I'm shedding old skin and gonna step into my new life. I got a lot of closure yesterday. It has nothing to do with my fiance, by the way. Me and my fiance are like this. We never have issues. It has nothing to do with my personal family. It's something completely different that I've gone through for years and years and years. Like, it's been 7+ years of the same problems. And yesterday I spoke to this person for about 3 hours and I got confirmation and I got validation of certain things. I also found out things that were not what I expected. And today in the morning, following that conversation, was a very intense conversation. It was 3 hours. But following that, my ex-friend, who I was really, really close with in college, she reached out to me like a few days ago and she was like, hey, like, are you down to like meet up for coffee in the morning on Saturday at 9 a.m. Today's Saturday. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. And I wasn't gonna go because I thought to myself, like, there's a reason we're not friends anymore. And I really did try in our friendship. Like, our friendship it started off super, super strong. Like, we clicked like this, we would laugh, like we would just get each other, and it was just such a beautiful friendship and I really, really cherished it. But unfortunately, like, I cared more for the friendship than she did, and she kind of pushed me to the side and made new friends and kind of left me behind, and I kept fighting for the friendship and she just was not interested at all. So her reaching out to me and her telling me like these things, I was like, you know what, like, I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna hear her out. I texted her this morning at 9, or before 9, and I was like, hey, are we still on for 9? And she was like, yeah, but can we actually push it till 9:30? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm a pretty lenient person, but I think that based on what happened to me yesterday, like, I really need to tighten up. And even Chris said, you're a very good person and you wear your heart on your sleeve, and he's like, I need you to protect your heart and not wear it on your sleeve as much as you do. And so whatever, I'm a pretty lenient person. I show up about 10 minutes early, so like at 9:20, I'm waiting in the parking lot, and then she texts me literally at 9:30 saying, hey, I'm running a little bit behind, I'm not gonna be there until like 9:50, basically 10. And at this point I'm like, okay, well, she rescheduled twice. I'm like, I'm going through a lot personally, and I set my feelings aside and emotions aside to go meet up with her and have this really tough conversation after I just had a tough conversation yesterday for 3 hours. And I was willing to do that, but her showing up late, her changing the times twice, and I didn't want to be put back in the same situation where I constantly forgive people and I give people the chance to come back into my life and I accept them, I hear them out and all that stuff, and just to be disappointed again. And so I ended up just messaging her and I was like, hey, I just want you to know that I'm gonna go home. I feel like my time is not being appreciated and I'm going through a lot family-wise and a lot emotionally, and I set all my feelings aside to come and meet you and have this conversation, but I just feel like I keep surrounding myself with people who don't appreciate me. And she kept apologizing and all that stuff, and I was like, I honestly wish you the best. But she kept apologizing, and but my other friend, who has been pretty consistent with me, she was like, you know, actions speak louder than words. She did apologize, but she still didn't do what she was supposed to do, even though she said she's been trying to work on not showing up to places late. So yeah, which is crazy, right? So yeah, that's what I mean by like emotionally stuff going on, and like shedding old skin to step into my future in myself. I feel like I'm in an era where I'm growing and I'm developing into somebody completely different. I think God is taking me through this path because he wants me to outgrow the people who no longer serve me, and it is really painful to hear certain things, but I'm happy, and I'm a little bit in a slump right now. And this is just me being honest, because I feel like I never am vulnerable on my channel, and a lot of people on social media also don't share like their vulnerable side. It's more of like it's always happy, which is great because everybody goes through things, and we come to social media to like distract ourselves from the drama of our own life, and we don't come on social media to like listen to other people talk about their drama. But I feel like I owe it to my viewers to explain, to talk to you guys, because I've been on and off this channel for so long, and I've always used this channel as a journal to myself. That way years later to come, whenever I decide to like rewatch my old videos, because I do that sometimes, I can see my growth. So I'm literally recording this to see my growth. So yeah, that's why we're gonna go to the beach. I kept getting called to the beach. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, let's go to the beach, let's go to the beach. And today's the perfect day. It's like 82 degrees right now. It was hotter earlier, but obviously because the sun is going down, the heat's kind of going away with it. But I don't mind that the sun is going down. Even if I don't get into the water, I just want to sit on the sand at the beach and just listen to the waves and just literally pray and like accept this new era in my life that I'm gonna step into. So that's what that is, guys.
Alright guys, I literally cannot believe that I'm actually here, and there's not a lot of people here. I mean, it is 6:14 in the afternoon, but it is such a beautiful day out, and I'm so happy I came out and did this. I probably would have never done something like this years ago because I'm always so afraid to like, even a couple months ago I probably would have never done this, but I'm so happy that I did it. Like, look how pretty this view is. And there was street parking, so I didn't even have to pay for parking. And it looks like there's more people over there that are going in the water. Alright guys, the sun is going down. I think it's time for me to leave. A lot of other people are also leaving as well. So I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna pack up my things, and we're gonna get going. Alright guys, so I'm back home. Let me show you guys everything that I got from Sprouts. I was gonna do the family meal, but they literally had nothing to choose from, so I ended up just getting something different that I could just make at home. So I also got 2 of these reusable bags, and I like how they're not expensive. Like, I like how they're not charging like $1 something for each bag. It's actually pretty reasonable. So as you guys saw, you guys saw me get these delicious Siggy plant-based coconut blend mixed berries. These are so freaking good. So I got 3 of them for $6 for like breakfast tomorrow with some granola. So I'll be eating this for the next 3 days. I also got this. This is a probiotic kombucha. I really want to do like a little bit of a detox and kind of, you know, recover from all the bad food that I've been eating for the past few months. This was the beef that I was telling you guys. It looks like this. Obviously I have to cut off all this fat, but this is a pretty thick piece of steak, so I will be using that for lunch. They also gave me samples of M&Ms. And then in the next bag, I got parsley for the beef. I got these 3 mini salad bags. There were 3 for $8, which I thought was a good deal. I got a Caesar salad, a green goddess ranch, sounds so good, and a sweet kale. Again, this is going to be good for 3 days worth of lunch. I got asparagus. And I also got these mini baby potatoes so I can put them in the oven. And then I also got this like little snack pack for whenever like I want like a quick snack and I don't want to make like a big meal, or let's say I ran out of my salads, or it's later on in the afternoon and it's like dinner time and I don't really feel like making a bunch of food. I will snack on that. But I love these like cloth Sprouts bags. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wash the asparagus. The first thing that I'm putting in the oven is the baby potatoes, because that's gonna take a lot longer to cook. So we're gonna put that in and then we're gonna do the beef. So let's do that.
All right guys, it is later. I realized that I didn't film me making the food, but it was so good. It was just like a garlic butter recipe, which literally is so easy to make with just like regular steak. But we are actually gonna go back to the beach today. I'm leaving a little bit earlier. I'm gonna get there like an hour earlier almost from like last time. I'm gonna get there around 5:30 and I'm super excited to be going back to that same place. It just felt very comfortable and I really enjoyed it. So I'm happy that I'm going a little bit earlier. It is, like I said, Easter Sunday, so I don't know if it's gonna be busy or not, if there's gonna be people on the beach. But I'm pretty sure there probably is. Unfortunately, I accidentally brought my rings with me, so I'm gonna take them off before I get out of the car and put them in my purse. I'm actually gonna do that now before I forget, just because I don't like carrying my rings with me whenever I'm out by myself, especially like somewhere like the beach. I feel like there's too much opportunity for something bad to happen, like losing it in the sand or in the water, and my rings are really expensive to just, you know, want to wear them just because I want to wear them. Like, no, we're gonna put them away, and that's exactly what I did right now.
I look crazy. Ignore the fact that I look crazy, but it is 5:43. It is literally so beautiful outside. Like, again, I came back to the same place I came yesterday. You can see all the kids over there. If you want to get in the water here, you can. It's just so peaceful and so calm. I love it. I'll be dipping my feet in the water here soon. I'm literally so happy.
Alright guys, so I was here for about an hour exactly, actually, again. I actually left a little bit early before the sun sets because we are actually gonna go pick up some food right now that I ordered. This is food that I've been trying to eat. Oh my god. All right, guys, so it is 6:40. I was here for about like an hour, to be honest, which is amazing. I love just being here for short periods of time. I think it's amazing. I feel refreshed, I feel free again, and I'm ready to go home. But we're gonna go and do a quick little pit stop before going home. I am finally gonna be trying out some food that I've been meaning to try for a very long time. It's been very, very popular on TikTok. Comment down below if you can guess what it is, but there's literally none around my area. And there's one place down here that sells this type of food. So I'm excited to try it with you guys. Literally. All right, ignore how I look. I went to the beach, so I look a little crazy, but I got some fufu nuguzi, and this is the first time I'm ever trying it. And I'm so freaking excited because I've been waiting for this moment for such a long time. So let's open it up. Okay, so I think this is the pounded yam, according to their website. But that's a very interesting smell. And then this is the actual egusi. I got the mix of meats. Ooh. Wow. That's all. Oh, it smells very familiar. I just realized I don't have any napkins. Let me see if I can find some in the car. Hang on. Okay, so I do have a towel from the beach because I don't have a, what's it called? All right. Let's go ahead and open up the pounded yam. I'm doing this in their parking lot. I should have just gone home, but I'm too excited to just drive all the way home and let this get cold. All right, so you're supposed to, that literally tastes like mashed potatoes. Okay, this kind of smells like seafood. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not mad about it. It smells like shrimp. So people are like, you're supposed to chew, I mean swallow. I'm gonna chew. Very interesting. Wow. Okay, so the spices are definitely there. It has a little bit of a kick to it. I'm not gonna lie, the pounded yam, it does have like some taste to it. This is the meat. All right, guys, so it is days later actually. Today's Tuesday. I think the last time I vlogged was Sunday, and I haven't vlogged since you guys last seen me, which was at the beach. The beach was absolutely beautiful. I think I'm gonna definitely incorporate that to my routine. I just enjoy it, and I really do feel like it's such like a breath of fresh air. I truly enjoyed it that much that I'm seriously gonna make it into my routine one way or another. And I remember filming my vlog that I posted like over a month ago and talking about how I had so many different opportunities throughout the months that I've been off from school, from work, etc., that I haven't been taking my full advantage of like this freedom that I have. I'm actually gonna start working next month, that I mentioned. I don't know if it's a for sure thing. I'm still looking and applying at different facilities. I did just have an interview yesterday. It was a walk-in interview, and I'm hoping that I hear back from them. Supposedly I'm gonna hear back from them next week, and I'm hoping I really do, because I want to work there so badly, because it's a hospital job and it's not like stationary to one specific hospital, and I think that is absolutely perfect for me. I like to explore, I like to kind of socialize, as well as network with a bunch of different people, and the goal is to eventually stay at one specific hospital. So I'm hoping that I hear back from them, because if I do, I'm definitely gonna let go of the first job opportunity that I got and start working with this hospital that I think will be better for me overall, just experience wise. I think I'll get a lot more experience, even if maybe they'll pay me like a little bit less, then that's fine. I'm willing to take a pay cut, but I think my experience will be overall better, and my skill sets will get so much better, because it's all about trachs, vents, and all that stuff. So I think that's just like such an important thing to have, just base wise. So yeah, anyways, but like I was saying, the beach was amazing, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my Kindle, just because I kept like emphasizing of like me reading and all that stuff. If you guys do not already have a Kindle, I highly recommend purchasing it. This is probably one of my favorite purchases that I've made in my entire life. Like electronic wise, I can buy a bunch of cameras, I can switch phones, laptops, you name it, but my Kindle will always just be that one constant thing in my life that I'm like, I'm never gonna replace unless it's broken. And I know a lot of people like to have like backups, like, oh, I'm gonna buy a Kindle to keep in my car, keep at my job, keep at the, I don't know, like at the gym and in my locker. But I just have one. I do not want to have multiple of the same thing, because I feel like it just defeats the purpose of like the simplicity of it. And I get it, like people become really obsessed with Kindles. Like when I tell you I'm obsessed with my Kindle is my personality, and I love it. So I just want to show you guys, I got this case off of Amazon. I'll leave it linked down below. It is absolutely so pretty, and I think it's perfect for the springtime, and I love it. It's simple, it's neutral. The last one that I had was just like an all brown one, but this one is a little bit different. I want to show you guys my little lock screen. So this is it open, but once I lock it, it looks like this. I love it. It is Fourth Wing inspired. I love Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing is probably one of my favorite like dystopian, not the dystopian, but it's, what is it, like fantasy. Fourth Wing is one of my favorite fantasy books that I've ever read, ever. I think it's like up to par with like Game of Thrones, but obviously I only watch, well, not obviously, but I only watch the show. I'm pretty sure there's books to it, but I freaking love Fourth Wing because it gives me that same vibe. And on top of that, the romanticness of it all, like haters to lovers, that is my favorite type of trope. And also mafia stories, those are my current favorite right now. So I had to have my cover Fourth Wing style. I think it's super pretty, and I'm obsessed, and I can't wait for the other books to come out. I literally have not read Onyx Storm, which is I think the last book of the 3 that are available now. I have not read it because I refuse to read that book, because then I'm like, freak, now I have to wait. So there's that. But the book that I'm currently reading, and the books that I've been reading at the beach have been the Byron Brothers series. So right now I'm 90% done with the second book. Let me show you guys. So this is what my Kindle looks like. So the first one that I read, the Silent Vows, I give it like a 9 out of 10. That book is so good. The Corrupted Union, I think it is really, really cheesy, and I feel as though I didn't have like any real connection to the characters. Silent Vows, I had a lot of connection with the characters. I really enjoyed it. I loved the trope. I ate it up. It's, by the way, these are like mafia trope, like haters to lovers, or like forced into a wedding, or forced to marriage, and it has a lot of spice. The second book, I don't think it had as much spice as the first one, in the intensity of the developing relationship. I felt like it wasn't that intense in the second book as it was in the first. There is definitely some quotes in this Corrupted Union series, or book, the second book. There are quotes in here where I'm just cringing at it so freaking hard, and I just wish that some of the things that were added in here were not added, if that makes any sense. I really don't know how to give like good book reviews or explain what the book is about, other than just know it's a mafia book. It is haters to lovers, and then forced into marriage, and obviously a lot of drama that goes in between, like the Italian versus like other mafia gangs, I guess. But anyways, that is basically it about my Kindle and what I like to read, because I feel like I've never really shared that side of me where I show you guys the hobbies that I have acquired post graduation. So now we're gonna go back in time and talk about Nclex. I have been literally running away from talking about Nclex just because it brings me back to such a stressful time in my life. Just school, nursing school in general, taking the exit exam, everything happened like back to back to back. And I like to say I personally got so freaking exhausted through the whole process, because you just put yourself through so much towards the end, and by the time you're out, you like don't want to go back, you don't want to talk about it, you just want to move on with your life. So it is a little bit hard to kind of like recollect and give you the best information, but I feel like the information that I am going to give you is the most important regardless. So we're going to talk about Nclex. How did I pass? When did it shut off? At how many questions? Is it really important? And my tips and tricks and what I recommend to use to study. So this is gonna be this portion of the video. I know you guys have probably been waiting, but I just wanted to like show you guys a little bit on how my life is like currently before talking about past me, okay? So I took my Nclex, I believe February 11th. I got my results February 13th. 3 days before my Nclex date, my friend actually took her exam few days prior than I did, and she told me that she used boot camp to study, and she said that she highly recommended it. And what I'm going to tell you guys from my personal experience, I'm a very anxious test taker. I'm also not the best test taker by all means. I wasn't a straight A student, probably a straight B student throughout college, and so take it from me that all of my other friends, like they would get A's, they would get amazing scores, and I would always be like the one kind of like a little bit behind. And it's not because I didn't know the material, I knew it through and through, but I'm just a really bad test taker. So this is coming from somebody who is not perfect by any means. I know some people, like they get like a 4.0 GPA, they do all A's, they excel in school, but I always had to be trying a little bit harder than everybody else around me. And so just wanted to put that out there, that way you guys don't get discouraged by the information that I do put out there, and just so I don't show I'm the smart one, I'm perfect, or this was a piece of cake, or like me bragging in any way, shape, or form, because that's not the case at all. Everybody's experience is a little bit different, and this is just my experience. So thankfully my friend told me to study boot camp, and I highly recommend it. I know that professors from like West Coast University don't recommend to purchase other external websites or apps, because all you really need is ATI. I highly don't recommend to use ATI as a form of studying for the Nclex, just because the questions are completely different. The way that they are set up is completely different. With ATI, you get a lot more context to the question, and I feel like it's a lot more complex. Like dynamic quizzes and board vitals, they're a lot more complex, believe it or not, than what Nclex really asks you. So I think that the best way to study for your Nclex and prep for it is to prep for this the type of style the test is. So what I mean by that is literally boot camp sets up their exams exactly like Nclex. Obviously not the same questions by any means, but literally just how it's set up. The simplicity of like the question, the simplicity of the answers. It's literally so much more simple than you think it is. And I think what makes that exam hard is the fact that you're so nervous and that you put yourself through 2 or 4 years of nursing school just to get to this moment, and your nerves are just completely taking over. But I truly believe that if you use boot camp, I know for a fact for me, the day of my Nclex exam, I was a lot less nervous and I felt more confident, because with boot camp, they have 4 readiness exams, and I honestly think that's all you really need to study is those 4 readiness exams. They're preset to 100 questions. You cannot skip, you cannot go back, you cannot exit, you cannot take a break. You have to sit down for those 100 questions, or else like it'll time out. Let's say like you go take a break, or you close out the browser, or you close out of the exam, it'll grade the entire exam and you won't be able to go back to where you left off, if that makes any sense. So I highly recommend, regardless, you want to take this exam as if you're taking the Nclex. You want to give yourself enough time to take 100 questions, away from any distractions, away from your phone. Take this exam very seriously, because again, in a few days you're going to be taking your Nclex and you're going to be stressing out because you wish you would have given your 110% into these questions. When I tell you, you want to practice the format. The format is what I feel like gets people a lot of the time, and they don't expect the questions to be as simple as they are. Some people feel like it's really, really complex because of the fact that it's really simple, and I agree with that. Like when I was answering these questions, I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm answering these questions wrong, because they don't give you that much information. They give you the basic of the basic and the basic answers with it as well. So I think that's why I say boot camp is the best way to go, because they do the exact same thing, right? So like I said, it's 100 questions, and then at the end of the exam, it obviously grades it, and it grades it in 4 categories. Now, I don't remember exactly how the categories are. I just know that there is very strong, strong, borderline, and failing. That's kind of like, I think, what the gist of it said. And I never got below strong. Like I always stayed in the 4 exams that I had. I think I only had 1 very strong and the other 3 were strong. Like I said, it was 3 days before my actual exam, and there's 4 exams, so I did have to take 2 exams in 1 day, which was fine, because what is another 200 questions in 1 day gonna do for me, right? But regardless, I think that's the best way to go, and I think that if you were able to pass your exit exam, and if you were able to pass VATI, and if that's something that your school requires, if you're able to pass those 2, the chances of you passing your Nclex the first time is so high up there, because it is nothing like a exam that you take in nursing school. It's nothing compared to it. I think, in my opinion, Nclex was 100 times easier, and I would take that exam over taking my nursing school exams, like my finals and regular exams, 100%. I think after being on the other side of it, I think VATI was the hardest, my X exam was the second, and the third is the Nclex. Now, I don't want to make it seem as if it was like a walk in the park. Obviously, you have to know your things. Like, you have to know your stuff, and you have to know what you're reading. You have to understand it. It is still a complex test, but I feel like if you're able to jump through the other obstacles and pass, then you should be able to pass Nclex. But anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.